Future Market has thousands of board games at discounted prices. Click the direct link below to see all of those discounted games. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. I've recently realized that I basically put games in 3 categories. I love it, meaning I'm going to ask you to play it any chance I get. I like it, meaning I'll gladly play with you if you ask, but it's not one that I'm going to be like dying to play or taking it to other people to play. Or loathe it, meaning, you ask me, even if you ask me, I'd be like, let's play something else. And it's love it, like it, loathe it. They all kind of go together with the L's there. So when I say loathe it, it doesn't mean I hate the game. It doesn't mean I have this anger about it or this intense, distaste for it. It just means, even if you ask me to play it, no. So anyway, almost all my games just fit in these 3 buckets. And so in the past week, I had put out a bunch of YouTube shorts, 20-second reviews of 3 games that we're going to talk about further here. And those 20-second reviews was basically me just saying what I just said, and then just giving a thumbs up for love it, thumb here for like it, or like this if it was loathe it, or just, I'd pick something else. It was 20 seconds. That's it. And with the short attention spans, people have been liking those videos. So I thought I'd do like a follow-up to those so that we can dive a little bit for those that want to know, hey, okay, well, why did he do that? A lot of people just want to know, did you like it, did you love it, or did you not like it? That's all they need to know. Some people, that's all they want. Attention spans are low, lots of stuff out there, lots of content to watch, 20 seconds. Other people are like, okay, well, why? Well, that video's for you, this one. So we're going to talk about the 3 games that I did last week there. So if you've watched those, you kind of already know the results. If you don't, this will be all new to you. And in the future, I'll be doing hopefully more of these if you like this. So what I'm going to do, the 3 games this week is Star Wars Rivals, Sunrise Lane, and 3 Ring Circus. Now, just to keep this even, I'm just going to do them all in alphabetical order, so there's no jockeying for position here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly give you a very brief, 1-minute overview of what each of the games is like, and then I'll see you back on the other side. In Star Wars Rivals, you're trying to get the most points by sending your characters to certain locations. Your characters have a default amount of strength and some special abilities, and you're also then going to roll a die that's going to tell you which of these locations are going to resolve this round. It's maybe one of them, maybe all of them, maybe a couple of them. You would not know when you place your characters, but then you're going to simultaneously select a single card from your hand to play, and then you're going to act on that card, and then you're going to see who has the most strength in each of the resolved locations. And you're going to get that for that many points, and you'll keep doing this, and you'll have different characters. You need to buy booster sets in order to be able to play a full game, and you can get more characters, which means more cards as well, but you'll always just play with 3. And so, again, you're mixing and matching as you build bigger sets, but you have to buy more in this collectible series in order to do so. In Sunrise Lane, you're going to be playing cards from your hand to place buildings, like 3 of these yellows on that yellow 2, which means a 3rd floor building is 3 times the 2 is 6 points. And you're going to be building up in a contiguous fashion, and it's very easy. Play cards and place buildings, or draw cards. Now when you're playing cards, you can play as many from your hand as you want, so you're trying to find the right time to get in there and build a lot of things, because at the end of the game, certain neighborhoods score for the highest building, or maybe the most in a contiguous long line. So it's very streamlined. Play cards or draw cards, try to get the most points. It's a little bit of a game of chicken as you're trying to cut people off. There's turn angst. There's a lot of stuff going on in decision space, but the game is extremely streamlined and it looks beautiful on the table with all these buildings. In 3 Ring Circus, you're going to be building your 3 rings by gathering different types of performer types. And the engine building is where you put them in your board and what comes before them and after them. You're going to be building an engine of things that trigger. Every time you add a certain type of performer after a certain one, you'll get some bonuses or points. You're going to be taking those performances to different things like small towns, where you're going to be able to get more money, if you will, to hire more talent. You're going to go to medium places and see how good you perform there, and then be able to get more performers, and then you go to the big cities and try to have the huge performances, and you're trying to beat out the other players by the end of the game. So it's engine building, hand management, economics with money, building up your rings, moving around the board, a little bit of route building there, and that is generally how you play 3 Ring Circus. All right, now before I get to my final thoughts, I want to let you know that if you like my content, there's now ways to get bonus content like first impression videos well before a review will come out, or for many games I don't even end up reviewing. You can even vote for which games get reviewed on the channel. You can also see me opening up packages and getting content earlier than everyone else. And now you can see what you're missing with a free 7-day trial at patreon.com/GameBoyGeek. All right, so now that you've had a chance to see those 3 little quick overviews, I'm gonna jump just to the clip of each of these in order and then talk a little bit more about them. We're gonna start with Star Wars Rivals, and we'll go to the clip that I put on the quick 20-second review. So where does Star Wars Rivals land? I'd suggest something else if you ask me to play. Yeah, for me, Star Wars Rivals is something I really wanted to like. I like Star Wars. I'm not a crazy Star Wars nut, but I do enjoy it. I have lots of nostalgia. I remember standing in line for hours for Return of the Jedi back when I was a kid at the theater. This looked cool. I like the idea of a quick sort of interesting card game with little characters, and I had heard that, well, there's more depth here than typical mass market stuff and this and that. So I was really excited for this. Got it at Gen Con, even got like the cool promos. And thanks so much for Funko Games. I was running around like crazy. I wasn't able to get to their line early enough to get certain things, and they helped me get them. So thanks to Funko Games for that. But man, so the game itself, I liked aspects of it, but in the end, it's not one that I would play even if you asked me, because there's so many other Star Wars games I'd like, or so many other small little card games I'd rather play. And I felt like, I get that they were introducing randomness, which was like, hey, put your character to a location, right? You've got your 3 characters and locations, then the die rolls. And then you're like, well, okay. I was really hoping to take over this location. Now that one's not going to score, and I've got 1 card I can play simultaneously to try to do something. Now, granted, when you're placing down for the locations, you're looking at your hand of cards and you're going, well, if this one doesn't get selected, maybe I can do something else over here. And there was some forward planning there, but I just found just the aspect of half of your planning's done before a die roll didn't sit as well with me. It felt a little too random. And again, sometimes you can back that up with some card play, but not often. Sometimes you just won't have the right cards anyway to do things if things aren't rolled right. So for me, there was a little bit too much randomness before after you do a lot of your planning for the round. And so that wasn't it. And the other big thing is like the collectible aspect. You really need to buy at least 1 booster set to play a full game of 3 characters. Otherwise, you get this little token that doesn't really, it's less. And then you buy characters and you might just get a booster box with the character you already have. And then what do you do? Like that, not really doing you any good. So I didn't like the way the game was set up, with the way buy the characters and such. And the game itself, for me, it was okay at best. But you put that with having to buy a booster box and possibly getting duplicates, and it just made it one that this isn't one I'm going to recommend. And so that's why it got I'd rather play something else. All right, next one is Sunrise Lane. So let's go to my quick clip of what I had to say about that in my 20-second review. So where does Sunrise Lane land? I love it. I'm going to ask you to play this one. Yeah, Sunrise Lane for me was the hit of the games that I played at Gen Con. And it's crazy because this game was not even on the Gen Con preview list. For some reason, it got left off. I had a meeting with the Horrible Guild guys, and they played it with me, and I'm like, how did I not know this? If you guys were putting this out, I would have noticed it. If Rana Kanicia, who is the designer of this, was on there, I would have noticed it. It's not on there. So I took up the list and I looked, and I'm like, guys, it's not on there. Like, what? I can't believe you didn't get on that list. I'm like, you guys, this would have made my top 10 most anticipated games at Gen Con. And the game's fantastic. And I'm not going to spoil my entire review here because I am about to do a full review of this game. So I will give you a little bit more information than 20 seconds. I love this game because it is super streamlined, great card hand management, great turn angst of trying to get to things faster than others. Feel that like that Ticket to Ride feel, where if I don't go here now, I might get blocked. But at the same time, you don't want to set up other players, because as you play things, it's setting up players to get to where they need to get to. So it's a little bit of game of chicken there. You've got some end game goals that you're fighting for. Lots of interaction, but super streamlined. It's like play some cards and do something, or draw a couple cards. That's it, and it's so streamlined, but yet there's so much to think about. So for those reasons, if you're looking for a game that has like hand management, super streamlined turns, pretty quick, 40 minutes-ish, but has decent amount of depth and turn angst, and just the same thing that Ticket to Ride gave me. I feel like this is like a cross between Ticket to Ride and New York 1901. And that's the reason why this one got the thumbs up. All right, 3 Ring Circus. Let me show you the little 20-second clip about what I thought about this one. So where does 3 Ring Circus land? I like it. I'll play it if you ask me. Yes, let me give you a little bit more background as to why it got just alike for me. I love the art. I love the theme. I love the idea of the game, of the 3 rings that you're building up. I love the ideas of the cards and how you build your circuses or your rings, highly dependent on what comes before it, what comes after it. You're building sort of combos there. I like that. As you're filling things up on your board, you're restricting your movement because it's harder to move with a bigger ring. You're trying to go to small towns and get there first so you can pull the people from the other towns. There's a lot of really cool things here that I really, really loved. I mean, a lot of it. There were some things that I didn't love, in fact, did not even like. One of them was the Barnum and Bailey circus thing moving. It was very fiddly. Oftentimes you'd forget to do it, and it wasn't just us. I've talked to other groups and reviewers, they did as well. I really don't like that that's the timer for the game. And as you do this, even if you don't forget to move it, if it gets to a place and there's still, like, turn order hasn't gone all the way around, even if someone's going to do a show, it doesn't move. And so if that happens, if often the first player in turn order is the one where the Bailey Circus gets there and you're playing a 4-player game, there's a lot of missed opportunities for that thing to move. And towards the end, it's possible to even run out of tents. Then you can't really do anything. You stall out. So the game doesn't end well. It fizzles out towards the end with the way that Barnum and Bailey can move. There's a lot of variance in that. I don't like that at all. I also don't like that the big point ones that give you have to have that one card and then you can get extra points if you get the other cards. And it's a crapshoot. Those cards might not come out very often. And when they do come out, the first person is just going to go ahead and do something to take them. Even if they get a crappy performance, if they're getting a ticket card to get that card, they're going to get it. So that felt very random and opportunistic, where if it comes out, you almost just like have to go for it because there's not that many of those cards. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that rubbed me wrong with this game, but there's a lot of things I loved about it. So for me, it's a like it. If you want to play it, I'll play it. But it's not going to be one that I'm itching to play. If those other things were sort of developed a little further, I think this game just needed a little bit more development. If it did, it had a chance of being a love it. But in this case, it's not. Well, I hope you enjoyed this Love It, Like It, or Loathe It. Let me know if you liked this. Let me know if you watched the 20-second reviews, if you want to see more of those things. And if you want me to do these on the ones that I've already done, or do you want me to do them on ones that I have not done the 20-second reviews on, and make them into sort of a guessing game in a contest, maybe to win a gift card at one of the publishers or Miniature Market or something like that. Let me know what you'd like to see in this realm of things, and if you like the 20-second videos or not, and trying to give you what you like. This has been Game Boy Geek, breaking down barriers, growing relationships with board games by helping you find the next one you love. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table into a high-quality gaming solution, but they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with over 20 styles of thematic game mats in 11 different sizes from notable board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and real cool accessories, experience what thousands of other gamers enjoy by upgrading every game you play with a Game Topper system. Save hundreds of dollars on Game Topper package deals that are in stock now for immediate shipping at GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.